five-a-side football, historical figures, who are you choosing? You take first pick.
First pick. Okay, so for striker, attacker, I'm going Alexander the Great. Conquered too much, too fast. He's a goal scorer. He's got the killer instinct. He punked the Persians. He punked everyone except for the Indians and the Afghanis, whatever. So yeah, I'd go Alexander the Great as my attacker.
Bro, unconventional pick, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to go first in midfield, Aristotle. So he can literally school Alexander the Great because he was his teacher. He's going to see everything Alexander does coming from a mile away because he was the person who taught him.
So don't you put him in defense then? So he can actually like go up against him?
No, I feel like Aristotle...
Don't want to be wasting his skills in midfield.
You know what? Actually, I can see it. Maybe I should have... Still, it's Aristotle, bro. I'm going to keep him in midfield.
Yeah, okay, sure. Keep
Who's your next
Aristotle in
pick?
midfield. Okay, so in goal, I'm going to put Napoleon because if Napoleon wasn't there, France would have been a shit show, and he literally saved the entire French Empire before the rabid Jacobins and whatever would have totally destroyed the place. So he saved the French Empire. So I know he's kind of short and stuff, but he's a savior, man. He saved the French. He's my goalkeeper. He can save anything.
In order to attack Napoleon directly, I'm going to go Genghis Khan, striker.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if there's anyone who stands a chance against Napoleon, it's Genghis Khan.
Okay.
And that is the extent of my logic. He's going to bombard him aggressively.
Yeah.
Because Genghis Khan never lost. Napoleon lost at some point. That is the be-all and end-all of my logic.
Okay, to deal with your Genghis Khan,
Okay.
I need a solid defender. So there's no defender better than Saladin Ayyubi. He defended us from the Crusades. He defended the Islamic civilization on multiple occasions. So if there's one guy who's going to stop Genghis Khan in his tracks, it's going to be Saladin Ayyubi.
Shouldn't you have put him in striker? Because then...
No, he's a defender.
He conquered Jerusalem, bro.
Huh?
He conquered Jerusalem, bro. That's his claim
That's
to
a
fame.
footnote. I think that's a footnote to what he said. The main thing I think is that he beat the rabid Byzantines, the Holy Roman Empire.
Okay.
He defended Islam, bro.
Okay,
And he's a defender.
interesting perspective.
Defender of the faith, yeah.
Okay. I will go in defense. In defense? Who I put in defense, bro? Bro, in fact, I'll tell you my second attacker right now. My second attacker will be Aurangzeb Alamgir because...
Fuck you. I was about to use him in midfield.
Because the first four letters of his name are Aura.
Oh.
And that is the extent of my reasoning. Why?
Oh my God.
Why else? Everyone knows. No elaboration required.
I wanted to use him in midfield, man. Okay, fine. Okay, you're going to use him in midfield. You're going to use him in attack. So I need to use somebody in midfield who basically can connect attack and defense. I need somebody who is a peacemaker. I need somebody who can govern basically the center pitch, get everyone to get along with us. So I'm going to use Akbar. I'm going to call upon another Mughal name. Peaceful, can get everyone to get along. He's the ideal midfielder. Can play expansionary on attack mode, fight a war. Can also play defend by making everyone happy.
Salahuddin Ayyubi and Akbar
Yeah.
on the same team.
Yeah.
It's a tricky. It's a daring choice, I'll say. My defender.
Yeah.
My defender. I'll go for Joseph Stalin, bro.
Okay, good. Call.
Okay, because
Good
okay.
Wow.
I mean, you look at him. He screams. Bro, the defender of Iron Curtain, bro.
Defend the motherland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
You got
okay.
me there. I
Yeah.
think you got me
that's-
there.
Yeah,
You got me
Joseph
there.
Stalin.
So I've got a midfielder left.
And I've got a goalie left.
Yeah, so I need one other person who can kind of... You know what? My second midfielder, I'm going to play... I'm going to use Augustus. Consolidated the entire Roman Empire. The midfield job is to consolidate and build the backbone of the thing. So you have the two greatest administrators of two very, very relevant regions in Akbar and Augustus, who can do the administration. Alexander the Great as my attack, Salahuddin Ayyubi as my defense, and Napoleon as the defender, as the goalkeeper, who can save me in times of trouble.
Bro, my last pick, which is, I think, metaphorically the right pick, is Iqbal, bro. Is Allama Iqbal.
Okay.
Because he's endlessly agile and flexible. He applies and is applicable anywhere.
Okay.
And those are the qualities you need in a goalie.
Okay. So your team is Aristotle, Allama Iqbal,
Yeah.
Genghis Khan,
Yeah. Stalin.
Stalin and Aurangzeb.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got a lot of star power on your team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it all gels and works together. I think my team would crush yours.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone has really, really defined roles, and I think I have a better understanding of football than you do. So I think my team would crush yours.
Bro, I think that
You got some good names. I'm not saying you're
bro, I
not
think
great.
bro, I really don't think that who's your attacker?
Alexander the Great.
Bro, Alexander the Great versus Iqbal and Stalin. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I don't got you
No
there.
argument there. But I think that I think Genghis Khan fucks, bro.
Genghis
Khan
Khan
is
is going to put
getting
Napoleon and you be in a bit of trouble, but I'm going to
but
rely.
he's backed by Aristotle, bro. The mind of Aristotle. Aristotle's gonna fuzzy up the midfield and the defense, bro. You can't take him lightly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll get
He's
to
going to add
enough that.
structure. He's going to add intellectual structure. I lack intellectual structure. You have too much intellectual
Like, bro,
structure.
no, but imagine this, bro. I think
Yeah.
that like, Aristotle has the qualities of the ultimate playmaker. Because he has the meta-analysis side to him.
Yeah,
At the same time, he's aggressive, he's daring.
yeah,
He goes where no man dared to go before.
yeah.
And I think that's the kind of daring intellectual mind that you need in a
He
in
could
a
play
s-
like the Chavi type of role.
Exactly.
He could play
Exactly.
that type of role.
But even maybe more aggressive.
I can see it. I can see it. I think
It'll be a
if
close
you're,
match though.
it will be a close game. I think my team has got more defined roles, but if your team performs to its potential, it could beat mine.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
Maybe,
it's a good
maybe,
game.
maybe.
Why don't you guys let us know whose team you think would win?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
As long as we need
yeah,
people to.
yeah, poll,
Yeah.
poll. Officially, this is a poll.
Okay, let's go.
Momi's team or my team?
Okay, let's go.
I think my team fucks, but his team's not bad either.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Speaking of the greatest personalities to ever live, Malala Yousafzai.
yeah,
Okay, oh my- okay, okay. Bro, I think there's a genuine need of the hour,
yeah.
and this could play a role in safeguarding and projecting our society abroad. Overseas Pakistanis tier list,
Yeah.
go.
Okay, so let's start with Amir Khan boxer. So Amir Khan boxer, I'm gonna put him on B tier. So why I say he's B tier, he had the potential to be even an A tier guy. He had all the talent in the world. I think he partied too much and he relied too much on the talent rather than being like as hammered in, as like locked into the craft as he should have been. And Canelo just slapped the out of him. Like Canelo ended his career with that one punch. So Amir Khan could have been much greater than he was, but he was still pretty good. So I'm gonna put it Amir Khan B tier.
I don't know much about the sport or him, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna put him C because there's way too much drama with that guy.
The thing is that yeah, there is drama, but you gotta give credit where credit's due as
Okay.
well. You know, he did some good shit,
No, no,
man.
no.
He was a good
Joking
fighter.
around.
He was a great
But
fighter. Yeah.
who's next?
Who's next? Let's go with Sadiq Khan.
Oh, what do you think, bro?
Man, I think that like okay, I lived in London for about 6 years, from 2015 to 2021. So I came at like peak Boris Johnson era. It was great. And as Sadiq Khan came in and time went by, the city just went in the gutter. So there was a time when I would go down Oxford Street and it was pretty cool. And by the end of my tenure there, like it was filled with souvenir and candy shops. And I don't know how much that's Sadiq Khan's fault, but Sadiq Khan definitely didn't do a good job with the city. There was so much homeless stuff happening. It became so unsafe. It's like, you can't wear a watch there anymore. You can't even take your phone out to answer a call
Bro,
in certain areas
he's,
because you're going to get mugged. Mugged.
people like and also mugged.
Yeah.
People like Sadiq Khan.
Yeah.
I think are people like Sadiq Khan because he's Pakistani and relatable.
Yeah.
He's a brown person in power.
Yeah.
But I think that's specifically what traps him as well.
Yeah.
Because then you're in that, you can't prosecute people for normal crimes. You're not locking up people properly. You're not,
Yeah.
maintaining order in the city.
No.
And you've got this whole George Soros style, let the brown people do whatever they want thing.
Yeah.
And he runs his own
anarchy.
city
Yeah.
into shit. But then you've got this weird extreme where you've got the Sadiq Khan type and then you've got the Sajid Javid type
Yeah.
It's like, deport all my brethren.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So what are we putting on Sadiq Khan? What are we placing Sadiq Khan?
He's a solid D tier, bro.
D tier. I would say
Good for him for his humble background and making it, but
I give him credit
Yeah.
for that. But he's just not a good administrator. There's a stark difference in London before and after him. Once again, not all his fault, but he is the figurehead. He is the mayor. He's got to take some blame for that
Solid
stuff,
D
you know?
tier.
Yeah. So
tier.
I would agree with you with D tier. Speaking of Sajid Javid, where do you put him?
Man, again, making it good for you.
Yeah.
But what have you done with that power?
Yeah.
He's a D for me, bro.
Yeah.
He's a D for me. Who's the other Desi home minister?
Hamza Yousaf, Scotland.
No, the lady in the recent administration. Again, another D tier. Same
don't
thing.
know, I don't know.
I think she's Pakistani.
Yeah.
And she was also like,
These
like,
BBCDs aren't doing a good job
They're-
for
they're
us.
really not, bro.
You're not. But there is one BBCD who is doing a good job, and
Hamza
that is, huh?
Hamza Yousaf.
No.
I've actually met Hamza Yousaf.
Yeah, you've met him. Okay, where do you place Hamza Yousaf?
Bro, because again, a level of achievement, but not the most. It didn't prove to be the most capable guy. I'd put him like C.
Okay,
Bumped one up because I met him.
okay. So now in a sea of shitty BBCDs,
Yeah.
let's get to the good BBCDs.
The generic roadman.
The generic roadman. Where are we placing the generic roadman?
Bro, solid A.
Solid A.
Lives in his ethnic enclave.
Left is an ethnic enclave. It's got like that cool chin strip, beard. You seen Four Lions?
Eats chicken cottage all the time.
Eat chicken cottage,
Yeah.
4 pound, like,
King of Southall.
King of
whatever.
Southall. I don't
Yeah.
mind these guys. But speaking of really, really substantial OSPs, BBCDs in particular, we got to mention Anwar Pervez, man. Anwar Pervez is like, master businessman. He's the king of wholesale in the UK. He owns the biggest company in Pakistan as well, by the way, UBL. UBL are also,
Yeah, one of the biggest companies.
yeah, one of the biggest cement.
Yeah. Biggest bank
guys.
by far.
Biggest bank by far, one of the top 5-ish, I think, cement
Best
companies.
cement,
Best way.
yeah.
So, and he's very, very involved in politics as well. Like half of his, like, Rishtadar and stuff, they're like in the House of Lords.
Interesting.
They've done good things for the Pakistani diaspora over there. Overall, net positive contributors to society. I would say A tier. Anwar Pervez is A tier for
A
sure.
tier.
Yeah. Now another good BBCD, Riz Ahmed, man. Riz
Yeah.
Ahmed is a great actor. Four Lions is the funniest movie I've ever seen. The Sound of Metal is a great movie. The Night Off is one of the best TV shows, and it's a very relatable TV show if you're like, a brown guy who lived in the West at some point with some of the scary shit that maybe you have to deal with. So
He's Pakistani origin.
he's
Actually, doesn't
Pakistani.
lie.
Riz Ahmed, yeah, great actor. And
I
unlike a
think
lot,
he's what all the Pakistanis that go into entertainment in the Anglosphere, they want to be Riz Ahmed.
oh yeah,
or they'll be-
absolutely. Yeah, he's by far the best actor. And what I like about him is that he's always given props back home. Like
Yeah.
he's never lost. He's never been the type of person who's like Pakistani when it's convenient for them. He's kind of always worn that thing. with
I actually
pride.
haven't
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the pleasure of seeing any of his movies.
No,
but I've heard good things.
Good.
I've heard good
But
things.
Four Lions is one of the funniest movies
I've heard
in
good
your
things.
life.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Great, extremely self-aware guy. Great actor.
Okay.
Champions the cause. Looks like an upstanding human being. Doesn't have really any controversy as far as I'm concerned. I would put him high A tier.
Okay.
High A tier. High A
Nice,
tier. I think
nice.
he's one of the best guys in the game right now. I'll give him that. Speaking of another BBCD, Zayn Malik. So now Zayn Malik is a very interesting thing because Zayn Malik does the single most important thing that is in Burgeristan, which is he mogs. So
Yeah.
he's gotta get kudos, he has to get credit because he mogs. But unfortunately,
Every single Nike dukan in Karachi and Lahore and Islamabad has a picture of Zayn Malik outside it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll give him credit, he mogs, he makes us look good. But I will take away points from the fact that his music f***ing sucks.
Also, didn't he
I
beat
think
up his mother-in-law or something?
yeah, he has some
I don't know
shit
if
like
that's
that.
true. I don't. But yeah,
I don't know.
we'll check that.
He
post.
got some weird
Yeah,
shit going
yeah.
on and stuff. He also never really shouted out the entire Pakistan thing that much up until recently when he was out of the good graces in like.
Then he starts singing in Urdu.
Yeah, then he's like, I think all these guys remember they're Pakistani when they're on the downs, and I mean, Zayn Malik's one of those guys. Zayn Malik, I'm C tier, got some good things, got some bad things, whatever. I'm lukewarm about him at the end. So, next one. I think we have our first S tier here. Hasnat Khan.
Oh my god.
Hasnat Khan, for those of you who don't know, is the true love of Princess Diana's life. He was like a doctor. He was just like this random doctor in the UK who managed to raise the most desirable princess of the past 100 years. I mean, just by Riz alone, he has to be S tier, easy S tier. He's aura farming on behalf of all of us brown boys.
Have you
Kudos to you,
seen-
Mr. Hasnat Khan.
Have you seen those?
Dr. Hasnat Khan.
Have you seen those videos of Princess Diana coming to Pakistan, and then she's talking about going to see him,
Yeah.
and how it was difficult for her being accepted into his family. Like, imagine, bro, Pakistani aunties and uncles
Yeah.
are so on it with the rishta stuff. They're like, "Nee, Princess Diana, also not good enough."
Yeah.
Like, you can technically marry her, all of those things,
Yeah.
but not good enough.
Yeah. Hasnat Khan, S tier. Speaking of S tier, Aurangzeb Alamgir, honorary OSP.
Bro, Aurangzeb Alamgir,
Yeah.
one, no elaboration really required, but we'll give it to you anyways because you need it.
Yeah.
Okay? Aurangzeb, first four letters, aura.
Yes.
Okay? In a league of his own, to be really honest. And as you
Yeah.
said earlier, S tier doesn't do him justice. Aurangzeb tier, the original proto-Pakistani.
Original proto-Pakistani. Absolutely.
Like, how everyone's like, oh, Iqbal actually, did you know Iqbal actually passed away before Pakistan was formed? Like, yeah, everyone knows that. Yeah, Aurangzeb Alamgir passed away a couple of 100 years before Pakistan was made. He's still an honorary Pakistani.
Yeah, he's the only guy to ever really unite the entire subcontinent under his reign. And like for you GDP nerds, yeah, the Mughal Empire was 25% of the world's GDP at the time. It was the biggest landmass, it was the most powerful empire in the world. The only thing where Aurangzeb loses marks for me is that he didn't set up, like he was just so fucking amazing. Like nobody could have ever filled in his shoes, so he should have probably set up like a crazy bureaucracy to take his functions
Yeah.
after he died, kind of the way Franklin D. Roosevelt did after
Bro,
he
but
died.
sure,
what I mean?
that's a state which already has a barbarian bureaucracy.
Yeah.
He could have taken the example of the Ottomans or the Abbasids
Yeah.
before him. So he did waver there.
Yeah.
And you could say that, yes, people have critiques of excesses in his regime and all of that's
I
fine.
don't care about that.
Literally, the guy is
Aurangzeb
S
tier,
Aurangzeb tier.
above S tier, Aurangzeb tier in a tier of his own. Moving on. Okay, so Shad Khan, man. Shad Khan's the second S tier, I have to mention, man.
We're
Shad Khan,
going across the Atlantic now.
we're going to America, land of the free, home of the brave. So Shad Khan is the richest Pakistani in the world. He made his fortune manufacturing car parts, which is so fucking ironic because what exactly did our import bill always struggling with? Automotive. We can't even make our own bumper. Here, on the other hand, you have this guy with the biggest car part company in the world. He also owns one of the best NFL teams this year.
He also owns
Jacksonville
Fulham, no?
He owns Fulham. He owns the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Also,
who are
sick
pretty good
airline.
this year. Huh?
Also kind of mouths.
Bro, like if you're telling me like the richest man in the richest Pakistani in the world is this guy who looks like a retired Wagah border guard, who's got one of the craziest yachts in the world, who manages to own a couple of sports teams, I'm like, bro, sign
And
the fuck up.
the sports team that you know about.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not random sports.
Bro, you need to understand the prestige of owning an NFL team is fucking insane. Like, you know,
And he's
Jeff,
always in the stands with his like scarf and his.
he looks cool as hell. The mustache alone would put him in S tier. Everything else is like an add-on. And just to put into perspective how difficult it is to own an NFL team, he bought one fairly recently, like 2010, 2011. Bro, Jeff Bezos have been trying to buy an NFL team for years. They don't sell it to him. 'Cause it's like they're super selective about who they let into the ownership group. So here
Which
you
means
have,
the guy's seriously into sport. It's not just it's not just a business acquisition.
and like, bro, if you've got like some of the the owners of the NFL teams tend to be like these old money, really landed aristocratic American figures, and they're like, no, we're gonna let this guy into our club. He seemed like a solid enough guy. So he probably is a solid enough guy. He's done a great job his entire career. He's got a sick mustache. He makes car parts. Bro, why don't we need to get Shahid Khan to help us out in Pakistan with our automotive industry and all the problems we have with it. It's like
he like localized 90% or something.
Yeah, he localized 90% of the production. That's exactly what he did, bro.
Bro, this guy, him and Anwar Pervez are like the I don't know, the Messi and Ronaldo of Pakistan's international business diaspora.
Absolutely. So yeah, S tier, Shad Khan, S tier.
Fair.
Malala.
Don't do this to me, man. Not again.
So okay, so I'm gonna set the record straight here. Malala herself, based as hell. How many people can take gunshots to the face and live to tell the story? It's like, the stuff that 50 Cent raps about. Malala can really look you in the eye and say, "Yeah, bro, I lived it."
Many men is about me.
Many men is about me. Okay, son. So Malala herself, A tier.
Malala fans.
Malala fan,
Absolute
F tier.
shit tier.
Absolute F tier. Malala herself, A tier, bro. Like, she's pretty cool,
Okay,
man.
I diverge
She
there
walks
slightly
50 Cent. Yeah.
because I'm always torn between. I'm like, okay, she's kind of funny, she's kind of based. At the same time, ideologically, I don't align with her at all. So I don't f with Malala in that sense. But my problem is really not with her. Like you said, it's with the supporters.
She's doing what she needs to do.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Yeah, I'm like, dude, and after some point, I'm like, dude, you don't necessarily subscribe to my worldview.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge you based off it. Go get your bag.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Based off that, okay, you've done well, that's fine. Your supporters, though, especially who live in Pakistan, who don't see it, bro, who don't see through it, F tier, bro.
Yeah, they're F tier. So speaking of, like, more liptards, Kumail Nanjiani, bro. Kumail Nanjiani, okay, I think if he hadn't gotten jacked, he would have been my only F tier. But because he put on some muscle, he's going to be an E tier for me. So Kumail Nanjiani
still
is
quite low, man.
Yeah, the Kumail Nanjiani is basically the manifestation of that generation of millennials who were raised on sitcoms and Friends, and they made it their entire personality. He's like, look, I'm a quirky brown boy, like,
That's his entire shtick on all this, on all the shows.
shtick.
I'm the funny brown boy. I'm so cute and wholesome and relatable.
Yeah.
Diaspora, please love me.
Yeah.
And funny thing. So he does a bit. He went to my school.
Yeah.
He does a bit about being bullied for being a new grammarian.
Yeah.
And I really want to reach out to him and say, Kumail bhai, you weren't bullied for being a new grammarian. You were bullied because you were a loser. Okay? And now, now you're cool. Now you're cool.
White wife, bro. It's like half a thing. I've got a white wife, bro.
You're a Marvel superhero. You're jacked as hell. No one can explain how jacked you are or how you got that jacked.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Obviously. But
Yeah.
no. So props. The arc, for me personally, the arc starts at like E, but it ends up somewhere like B. Because I actually think that after he's become like a proper star and like a much more confident guy, the way he reps us is kind of nicer. Which is why I like him.
You know what? I can meet you middle ground. E is a bit harsh.
Yeah.
He did definitely start as an F. I wouldn't go as high as B. I'd go C.
Okay, fair
I'd
enough.
go C.
Fair enough.
First it.
I like him. Look, Kumail Nanjiani, good glow up.
It's okay.
Awesome.
Now, the final guy we have on our list is one of my favorite Pakistani content creators, Nadir Shah, the funny uncle. Well, Nadir Shah, funny uncle, is my third S tier. He's hilarious. Keep doing your thing. We like you.
No explanation? No explanation needed?
Hey, he's just funny, man. He makes relatable shit.
I also really like that we're always talking about KAS, KGS, and he is always talking about LAS, HSN, which is basically the same thing in our terms.
Yeah.
So everything he says, I'm like, bro, you're literally talking about KAS, KGS, and then he brings in like the girls LGS. And I'm like, that's just CJM, bro.
Yeah.
And he's got the ecosystem. He's got the ecosystem locked in.
Culture, and he's pretty self-aware from what I've seen, man. Like the guy is like not like trying to be a hooligan now, Zaid Ali type, Zaid Ali T tard. He's like like I'm a bit of a dork myself, but you know what? I'm gonna embrace
I think he's
it.
hilarious.
I like him. Nadir Shah, funny hunk.
Funny hunk. Okay.
Pakistani.
Overseas Pakistanis tier list.
Okay.
Canadian Pakistanis, American Pakistanis. Take your pick.
Okay, so let's start with like the Dubai Pakistan, the GCC Pakistanis.
Right.
So now there's two strains of GCC Pakistanis.
Yeah.
One, you have the culturally confused ones who are actually pretty intelligent, but they're kind of culturally confused and stuff. Them I put like B tier.
What do you mean by that? Like, how are they?
It's like
they're trying to be Arab.
No, not trying to be Arab. It's like they don't say Dubai, they say Dubai.
Oh yeah.
And it's like this is kind of similar to the complaints people have around our accent stuff, but it's like, bro, you're like 2 hours away, man. You can just say Dubai, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to say Dubai. but they tend to be pretty smart. They're all like working in
They're generally accomplished.
they
Yeah.
tend to be accomplished people. They're working good jobs. They're positive contributors and stuff. So I would put them like B A tier. But like the Mazdoor, bro, the Pathans who are there building the towers and
S
stuff,
tier for me. Absolutely.
S tier,
Absolutely.
working class GCC. And bro, listen, they're the reason why our lights are on, huh? The remittances.
Bro, I don't know. I'm going to nerd out for a second, but
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that even after all these positive IMF reforms we've done,
Yeah.
our trade gap widens still every year. Even this year, according to a lot of projections,
Yeah.
our exports are going to stay relatively flat,
Yeah.
and our imports would grow 6, 7, 8%. That entire gap is covered by remittances.
Yeah.
So if we did not have that resource,
Yeah.
and yeah, you can say most of these our remittances are an aggregate of all these labor classes that work hard and send this money back. That's why you see near Eid, that's the biggest spike in remittances.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So these guys are awesome.
These guys S
and bro,
tier. S tier.
incredible.
They're keeping the lights. They're keeping the lights on in our country. They are working hard. They are, they're a bunch of tough guys. So yeah.
And
working
they're
class,
they're
blue
roughing it, doing all the jobs that the local population there doesn't deign to do.
Yeah.
And they're really they're an engine for growth in the GCC,
Mm-hmm.
and they're indirectly keeping us afloat.
Yeah. S tier. So now we've got the Canadian Pakistan. Now I don't have any experience with these guys, so you're gonna have to.
Dude, okay. Having lived with them, around them for several years, I would say I met some of the finest Pakistanis I've met, period, in Canada.
Yeah.
Dude, there were so many families, and from all over the country.
Yeah.
God knows, Lahore, Faisalabad, wherever. But I'll say as a Karachiite in particular, and my friend will know I'm talking about her. But these couple of families that I met, bro, they were more in touch with their Urdu heritage, with their local culture than most people I know here, most people around us.
Yeah.
Right? And they really made it a point. And I realized how many of them left under some sort of extenuating circumstance
Yeah.
that perhaps left a bad taste in their mouth even regarding Pakistan, right? But they will always have a certain regard and a certain love for their country. So I saw that,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, when you go more like Brampton ways, there's some trickier versions of Pakistanis as well.
Yeah.
But again, I think that most of the people causing trouble there, they're not our people.
Yeah.
I think they get more of a bad rap than they really should. Canadian Pakistanis for me are an easy A or S tier. I think they were
S
awesome.
tier.
And in fact, there's actually a lot of overlap as well. A lot of the Canadian Pakistanis I met
Yeah.
were recent migrants from the GCC to Canada, because GCC countries tend not to give you passports. So a lot of them go from Pakistan to the GCC, from GCC to Canada. They get a passport and they go back to the GCC,
Okay.
right?
Cra-
But very smart.
Yeah.
But their reasoning was good. Their reasoning was something along the lines of the social environment of Canada is not conducive to how I want to raise my children. So once I've got my passport, I'm gonna take my kids and then go back to GCC and raise them there in a more culturally friendly environment for Pakistanis.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
Very interesting.
easy A could be an S.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Now we've got the much daunted BBCDs.
The British Pakistanis.
Oh my God, these guys are tough to really like put. Okay, first of all, I'm allowed to say whatever I fucking want because I'm also BBCD. I'm also an overseas Pakistani technically. I am technically a British Pakistani, so I can say whatever the I want about it. But bro,
But see,
they're
for example,
single-handedly destroying our entire global standing with the shit they're doing with the grooming gangs and the VAT fraud and this and that and like the ethnic enclaves and trying to establish like the caliphate of Bradford. It's like it was to stop for like 2 minutes. It's like half of you guys are in ISIS, half of you guys are running this stuff, half of you guys are doing VAT fraud. It's like, bro, please, like you're destroying it for the rest of us.
But
you get what
that's
I mean?
also a testament.
Yeah.
And you are actually also a testament to how broad the spectrum of British Pakistanis is.
Yeah.
Because I think out of all these countries, when we had some dams being made in Pakistan, that's when the Mirpuris went to England in the first place.
Yeah.
So we've got several generations of British Pakistanis as opposed to, the lineage doesn't go back that far with the Canadians and the Americans.
Yeah.
Which is why then you naturally see a broader spectrum of what kinds of British Pakistanis there are. But then you would think that the most well assimilated would be the ones who went there earliest.
Yeah.
But the ones who went there earliest seem to be the least well assimilated.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where the ethnic enclaves come up.
Yeah.
And all of like the roadman culture can be endearing,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it doesn't really represent us well.
Yeah, it doesn't really represent it. And look, this is not to say obviously not all of them are that. I've met some absolutely amazing like British Pakistanis as well. Some of my closest friends happen to be them. But I'm saying that, en masse, this is kind of the reputation they have. This is kind of the things that they happen to be in the news for. There's like, we need more Anwar, Pervez and Riz Ahmed, less of the grooming gang shit. You know what I mean? And for that reason, like, I'm gonna have to be harsh, but honest, like, can't go more than like a C tier, man. You can't go more than a C tier.
You have to be extra mindful
Yeah.
when you're a diaspora community, because everything you do will be under a microscope.
Yeah.
And the dominant culture will be looking at you like this.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can't complain and say that, oh, it was just a tiny proportion with the grooming gangs. There was a tiny proportion who were roadmen or who represent us badly. It's like, dude, it's enough for it to be a recurring problem in the mainstream in the United Kingdom.
Let me tell you something, man. The British people themselves, the whiteys, they're some of the most tolerant, nice, open people you will meet. Like these guys, like I said, I lived there for a while. Never in my life did I ever feel a shroud of racism in the UK. They are pretty much colorblind. They would go on their way to be like, hey, I don't want to like. They were very good hosts, but if you're going to take that much advantage of their hospitality to the point where they're literally protesting and burning your down to get you out, like you've got some soul searching to do.
And despite the fact,
pretty nice people.
And despite the fact that Pakistanis and the broader brown diaspora is now a significant part of the United Kingdom's population, and you've got people like, you've got the EDL and whatnot fanning the flames. Despite that, the most popular party in the United Kingdom happens to be Labour, right? Which has a soft stance on these communities. So that British white man has not overarchingly let any negativity get to him. And that is something that should be appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I feel like it's a very tragic state of affairs there. Like, we'd have some soul searching to do with the British Pakistani community. Moving on, the American Desis. Now, American Desis, for the most part, I've come across are like extremely net positive contributors to the society that they live in. I think even by like household income, like American Pakistanis
like
are
third highest in the country.
They're in like the upper quartile. They're doing pretty well. Most of them I come across, they're really well educated. They're like doctors, or they're working in tech, or they're doing something really, really good. They tend to be a little bit disconnected from the culture. I think that's primarily because of how much the distance is. But they do tend to be good people, positive contributors. Like they're doing a good job, especially in places like Houston and even in San Fran and even in all these different
Chicago, everywhere.
Doing a good job. I would put American Desis on like A tier.
Solid A. No, I would actually say that I've had living in Canada and spending a lot of time in the UK, I've been exposed to both of those quite a bit. But apart from some family, I didn't have the same amount of exposure to American Pakistanis. But as I've gotten to know them over the years, it's been better and better. My impression of them has been better and better the more I've gotten to know them and about them.
Americans are generally cool people, man. Like I like Americans.
And like you said, there is that element of them kind of floating away from the culture. And when you're in the cultural capital of the world in the United States, you're more susceptible.
Like I'm a little bit more sympathetic to their cultural drift than I am to say like a rich GCC Pakistanis, because it's like you've got all that distance.
And there's so much overlap there as well.
Maybe once a year, so I understand a little bit of the uprooting. But with some of the GCC Desis, I'm like, man, come on. Like, you guys are 2-hour flight away. You guys are coming 4 or 5 times a year. Like, you don't have to be this, whatever you guys are. I can't even call you whitewash. I can't even call you brownwash. I don't know what to call you guys. But they tend to be good people. They tend to be smart people. Might get me in trouble with a few people. So not going all out. But yeah, that's the OSP tier list. I want to shout out the African OSPs, bro. These guys, African OSPs, and you see a lot of these with like Maimans and Khojas and stuff. They go into these African countries, monopolize entire industries, and they're living big, living large. They're capitalists, S tier.
Bro, you know, there's a history of Maiman and Khoja communities
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
in East Africa and
They're
beyond.
unshit. They're unshit. Yeah, yeah.
But bro,
Solid.
did you know
Yeah.
the used car market in Kenya and a bunch of other African countries
Yeah.
is dominated by Peshawris
No way.
and Pashtuns from Pakistan?
Well, Pathans are like crazy when it comes to like trade.
Acha, bro, you know
they're
what?
So good.
They're actually, I feel like the Pashtun population they're like almost the new Maimans. And
Bro, they are the most underrated businessmen in the game. Even if
Yeah.
you go to like Dubai and stuff, half of your import-export that's coming in from the GCC to Pakistan, it's all Pathans.
bro,
doing it.
I went to Gharo recently
Yeah.
to check out some shrimp farms. Okay. We were there and we saw some guys fishing and, catching shrimp. We spoke to them. They're like, yeah, this entire trade that has been around forever has been overtaken by Pashtuns from Peshawar. I was like, bro, what? Wow.
Bro, they're super industrious people, man. Like shout out Pathan. I'm half Pathan, but shout out
Me
to
too.
Pathans. Yeah.
We got one whole Patan on this podcast.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, South African or African Desis, S tier. You guys are doing business. You guys are making money. You guys are doing well. Why should the French be the only people allowed to profit off of Africa? Why can't we profit off of Africa too?
Go Maimans, go Pathans, go
Go
there,
Khojas.
take over Africa, go Khojas.
Take over Africa. Why should only the Lebanese be able to monopolize entire industries in Nigeria? Why can't we as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So good shit, boys. I like it. America just dunked all over Venezuela, and every day I am feeling vindicated in this idea I have in my mind that the next 20 years are going to be decided by which countries can actually fight and which countries can't. It's the decade
What?
or 2 decades of military dominance that's coming up. And I think to this end, Pakistan is situated so fucking well of having a properly competent military.
Are you a fascist or something?
Yeah.
Are you, are you an authoritarian or something?
Has it not been obvious enough?
No, bro.
I
No,
thought I'd be Straussian and like, subtle about it, but like, come on, let's just lay it out there. Yes.
No, look, if you've gone through the past year
Yeah.
where India tries to aggress on us in May,
Yeah.
and then there's what happens with Iran a few months after,
Yeah.
right?
Israel
it-
dunks all over Iran.
If you've got this, the Americans put their B-2s all over their nuclear bases.
Yeah.
In this world,
Yeah.
and then Venezuela has just gotten dunked on, let's say,
Yeah.
and you're still not appreciating the fact that we need to have a strong military, then what can I say?
Yeah. There's nothing more that needs to be said that, I mean, you just like, here's the thing. The issue with a lot of Pakistanis is that they're such doomers because they only look at internal matters. They don't open their eyes and see, boy, have you seen what's happening in the world today? Second world countries, developing countries are increasingly being unable to defend their borders and their interests against more aggressive neighbors.
And what is-
Venezuela, wait. Venezuela, they couldn't defend themselves. America just came in and did what they want. Iran, they couldn't defend themselves. Israel came in, destroyed their entire military upper brass. They couldn't do anything about
And
it.
what is the major
know?
departure
Yeah.
from the
Look at Ukraine,
neo-imperialism
Yeah.
never stopped.
Yeah.
Right? It's been ongoing. But what is the big departure in the attack on Iran's nuclear bases and in the attack on Venezuela? The unilateralism of the US. So this bare naked military strength, which they're not afraid to show off or use anymore, proverbially switching the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
Yeah.
This is giving you really clear messaging of what it's going to take to survive in the world in the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And if you're pearl clutching, if you're finger wagging, if you're being a Karen about
if
it,
you're holding on to a worldview that is increasingly being faded out, the era of free trade, of liberalism, of peace through economic coordination, it's evaporating before your very eyes.
Donald Trump is out here talking about turning the Monroe Doctrine to the Don Roe Doctrine, harping on 200-year-old, 300-year-old principles of American foreign policy,
Yeah.
and Pakistanis won't get out of this shitty civil-military binary. I want to do this. I want to, I want to support this side. I want to support that side, and not having the 30,000-foot view of the rhythm of the world, the movement of geopolitics that is happening despite you.
Yeah.
Right? And
Absolutely.
just because you have some bad opinions or negative opinions about, XYZ direction Pakistan is taking, doesn't mean you can distance yourself from the very real geopolitical happenings in which Pakistan is directly involved as a major fulcrum.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence that all of a sudden you have the US facilitating you on one side and China as well, and Russia.
And Saudi Arabia. There's
And
really
Saudi
reason
Arabia.
why they're making this mutual defense pact. They're formalizing this mutual defense pact. with
And
you.
you can
It's
have-
because the value of a strong military has never been higher, at least since World War II. It's like it's going to be increasingly obvious the next 15, 20 years are going to be decided by not those who have money and those who don't, but those who can fight and those who cannot. And to that end, Pakistan is well situated, man. It's like we're the one country in our entire neighborhood. You have to compare us to our neighbors. Can Afghanistan defend its borders? No. Can Iran defend its borders? No. Can all the Syria, Jordan, Lebanon defend their borders? No. Who can defend their borders is Pakistan. We
Abdul
saw it in
Qadir
the
Khan,
news.
the GOAT,
Huh?
Abdul Qadir Khan, the GOAT,
Yeah.
giving us the nuclear deterrence ensured that we can at least fend for ourselves in the worst of times.
I mean, bro, look at this. Let's not even go all the way to the nuclear deterrent. Look at this entire conflict with India. We fought asymmetrically. We had a smaller budget, a
Yo.
smaller military, and we dunked on them because we know how to fight.
We conventionally destroyed them.
Exactly.
And in
Does
this
that-
entire environment,
Yeah.
what you see is a Pakistan that on the foreign policy front is very shrewdly balancing between the Western camp, predominantly the USA, and China.
Yeah.
And it is in this very moment that China is transferring fourth-gen military fighter planes to Pakistan. It is in talks to give them to us on very favorable conditions, if not
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
In that era, we're being accused of being prey to US imperialism or going and sitting completely in their lap.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the CCP's intelligence service
Yeah.
doesn't know that the USA is pulling Pakistan's string, right? But Bashir from Brampton
Yeah.
knows more, right?
Yeah.
Russia's cozying up to Pakistan
Yeah.
in a way that it hasn't in several
Ever.
ever post-Soviet
Yeah,
ever,
yeah.
right? And in that scenario, you're telling me that the Russian intelligence services don't know that Pakistan is apparently, a client state of the US or, a slave state to the US. They don't know that, but Shagufta from Southall knows that,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
These people are all behind the curve. They're not seeing what's happening in the world. Military dominance is back on the menu. Imperialism is back on the menu. And those who can defend their borders, those who can defend their interests, have a place in the coming world order. And those who
And
can't are gonna be left hanging.
You've got the geopolitical angle, which you're selling to China, where you're saying, yes, I am your counterfoil. I'm your counterweight to India and the region. And you've got the geoeconomic angle, which you're selling to the US, where you're saying that, yeah, Taiwan is looking increasingly unlikely to not be taken over by China. And therefore, I can provide you with these rare earth minerals.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you not want Pakistan to strike that balance? Why would you not want, as the GCC has done, to have international stakes in your country so that you remain stable in the long run, so that we can actually prosper, and then assert our more aggressive foreign policy?
Yeah, I mean, even in the domain of foreign policy, like even the FT came out with this thing, the smartest military leader in the world, and they had our guy sitting right at the top. And it's like, bro, everywhere in the world they can recognize how brilliantly we're doing on the foreign policy front, how we're balancing all these things. But yeah, people are more interested in like stupid partisan debates over here. It's like, bro, look at the world.
And look,
we're staring
have
down.
your-
We're staring down the barrel of World War III. We need to be ready for it. We
You
need
can have your
increased military expenditure. We need increased military dominance. We don't need less of it right now. Right now, it's exactly the time we should be pedal to the metal, establish the advantages, establish the strengths that we already have.
Bro, I think that you can even have your partisan quibbles.
Yeah.
No one's taking away your right of conscience or taking away your right to freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
You can have your inhibitions about ideas and people and institutions, that's fine. You can have those at the same time as having a charitable and bird's eye view of where your country is going and what it's actually doing in real time. That's important to have.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's going to be a bigger determinant of anything that Pakistan accomplishes over the next 20 or 30 years than any kind of local partisan politics could ever be.
Absolutely. I mean, but just look what's happening in your neighborhood, man. Look what the words that are being said in India's parliament. Even Congress MPs are talking about balkanizing Pakistan, like taking the region all the way back to the Indus because that is the historical homeland of the Hindu
Yeah,
faith.
good luck with that, buddy. Good luck with that.
You've got Afghanistan to the north saying that, you know, the Durand Line is an imperial project. Everything down to KP is ours. Like, but look what's happening in your neighborhood, man. It's like now more than ever, we need this.
Even Iran, until our recent warmth with them,
Yeah.
has always been a bit iffy in our border with them as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, Iran has never
An
been
unstable
the
Balochistan
yeah.
is no coincidence when you've got a major geopolitical power sitting next to it as well.
Yeah.
Right? But all of these things are kind of patching up. Post the attack on Iran, you saw the warmth that we had with them. And am I supposed to not like that?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to not like that we've got a mutual defense pact with the Saudis? Am I supposed to not like that the US and China are fighting over me?
Yeah.
Right? Am I like it's just seriously? Am I supposed to not like that? And you can come in with the ifs and buts and but this is happening and if this is happening, I'm not invalidating that.
Yeah.
This is also happening.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And even on like the India front, right, there are increasing amounts of like Chinese foreign policy experts, even American foreign policy experts who are saying that, look, man, sooner or later it's going to be China's era to dominate. There's going to be a battle for second place, and that battle for second place is going to be fought between America and India. And this entire doctrine of strategic altruism that America had towards India in hopes that it could act as a counterweight to China is pretty much over. And I think what America's doctrine, which we're seeing with the H-1B situation, which we're seeing with the increasingly hawkish attitude America has towards India, is like, hey, we're not going to make the same mistakes with you that we made with China. We're not going to let you come up without any struggles. Like, China took all the manufacturing jobs away from America. You know,
the start
Indians,
of the rise.
Indians are basically saying that right now with the way their industries are going. We're like, hey, we're coming for all your service sector jobs. And that's why you've got an increasing faction of America. They're like, hey, listen, we don't want to deal with, we're not going to give India a step up into knocking on our doors 10 years from now.
You can literally mirror this with when the US assents to China joining the World Trade Organization.
Yeah.
You see China's development skyrocket.
Yeah.
And that era of hyper development being spurred by China being included into the global financial and trade system is being mirrored by India in real time.
Yeah.
And if you've seen that calamitous decision from the US's perspective to include China in the Committee of Nations, you definitely don't want to repeat that with India.
Exactly. And that's where Pakistan comes in. And that's why Pakistan is such a great counterweight to that entire situation, why US and China are increasingly interested in it. Like,
see, it's not gospel.
We'll fight between 1 and 2, but these guys are serious contender for 3.
It's not gospel to say that the current position that the US has in Pakistan will stay forever. You might find out a couple of years down the road or sooner that this is actively being used to bait India into concessions, right? Yeah. All of this is a possibility.
Absolutely.
But does the structural reality of the United States of America wanting rare earths from us vanish? No, it doesn't. That's still very real. Does the structural, geopolitically baked into this region reality of China wanting us to be a counterweight to India ever disappear? That doesn't go anywhere, right? We know now that the PL-15 rockets and the JF-17 Thunders that we used in May, we know that the navigation systems and the radars that we were using in real time were all provided to us by China, right? And dude, I think that's incredible.